Greetings, everyone. It's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline, and welcome to my fancy bald world, where I share stories about beautiful people living with alopecia and give you a glimpse into their extraordinary lives. Today, we feature Gina, who began losing her hair to alopecia just weeks before her wedding. Gina was finally settling into her new life in Central Florida when bulldozer operator Troy walked into the dental office where she worked and swept her off her feet. Originally from Jacksonville, Gina had moved to Orlando after the dental practice she worked for opened a new office and moved her into a condo just minutes from the new location. Troy was in Orlando for a long-term construction job. Originally from New Jersey, he was staying with his sister Faye. Then, one day, a terrible toothache sent him searching online for the closest dental office. That search led Troy to Gina. Gina was the technician assigned to him, and from the moment she walked into the x-ray room, Troy forgot all about that toothache. Gina was professional, focused, polite, and she had a style and flavor about herself that Troy could not ignore. After that visit, Troy suddenly decided his teeth needed a lot more attention. A cleaning first, fillings, follow-ups. Before long, everybody in that office knew Troy was not coming back just for dental work. Troy was coming back for Gina. Eventually, Gina gave him a chance. One wonderful date turned into several dates turned into love. And before long, Troy's temporary plans did not feel temporary anymore. He bought a condo nearby and moved out of Faye's apartment. Gina had changed his plans. During that time, Gina and Faye became close. What started as simple niceties became a real friendship. They laughed together, shared secrets, did favors for one another, and slowly became family. When Troy proposed, Gina said yes. For a while, it looked like everything was falling beautifully into place. Until one afternoon after a workout, Gina removed her headband and one of her locks came out with it. Gina tried to explain it away. Maybe it was stress, maybe tension, maybe she was just pulling her hair too tight. But soon, more hair came out, then patches. Then came the doctor's visits, and finally, the diagnosis: alopecia. Gina was scared and ashamed. The faster her hair changed, the more she pulled away from everyone, especially Troy. Abruptly and without explanation, Gina called off the wedding, stopped answering her phone, and she even took a short sabbatical from work so she could handle her medical appointments alone. Troy was heartbroken. Faye was confused, but she didn't believe that Gina had simply stopped loving her brother. Something was up, and Faye was going to find out what it was. After nearly a month of silence, Faye drove to Gina's apartment and waited. When Gina finally pulled up to the apartment, Faye followed her to the door and demanded an explanation. Inside, Gina tried to act normal. She started making coffee like it was just another visit. Then slowly, she removed her head wrap. By this time, most of her hair was gone. Gina broke down. She told Faye she still loved Troy, but she was terrified that once he saw what alopecia had done, he would no longer want the same future. Faye understood, but she did not excuse the disappearing. Struggling through a difficult medical situation is one thing, but bailing out on life and all the people you love is something else. After that, Faye helped Gina find a hair loss specialist and held her hand while the doctor gently explained that her hair might not ever grow back. Eventually, Gina called Troy and told him the truth. Troy wanted to comfort her, but he was also angry. Gina had disappeared for a month, and he didn't think he could marry someone who bailed when life got difficult. Troy needed time to think things through, and for a while, he disappeared. That's when Faye stepped in again. She reminded Troy that alopecia had turned Gina's life upside down. She doesn't even recognize her reflection anymore, and it happened almost overnight. Troy listened and made his decision. That afternoon, Troy rented a convertible and filled the back seat with all of Gina's favorite flowers. He drove to Gina's job, parked right in front of it, and proposed to Gina all over again. Wedding preparation resumed. Faye gathered all the bridesmaids, and together they created a beautiful bald crown for Gina to wear on her wedding day. The wedding was a fairy tale. Gina stood before Troy with her head uncovered and her crown shining brightly under the twilight sky above it. With or without hair, Gina had a superpower. It was love, and she was grateful for all the love that surrounded her.